What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to be talking about one of my favorite fighters fighting at UFC 307, the King of Rio himself, Jose Aldo, and what his chances are of actually winning versus Mario Bautista, which in my opinion are pretty good. But honestly, I'm also going to use this video as a way to talk about the landscape of the bantamweight division and what a win over a guy like Bautista would actually mean for Jose Aldo. Because honestly, I think Jose Aldo could be a lot closer to a title shot than a lot of people think. And I know bantamweight's really crowded right now with the likes of Umar, Merab, Corey. You also have Jan and Figgy that just got booked. So it may take some time for Aldo to get into that title picture. But I mean, he's got a big fight in front of him here against a guy, Mario Bautista, who is no slouch, by the way. I don't want to overlook him here. Bautista has good wins in his career. He's good at striking, has the wrestling, and overall is a complete package. And that's exactly what you need in a division like this. So he will give Aldo some issues, but I just don't know if it'll be enough. Because Jose Aldo, I mean, the guy is older now, definitely, but he hasn't really lost too much of his touch, honestly. He's still a very elite striker, still has really good takedown defense, and he showed that against Merab Dvalishvili. And it looked even more impressive after we saw O'Malley's performance against Merab a couple weekends ago. And that showed to me that Jose could still hang with these top guys. He's not done yet. I mean, age isn't on his side, of course, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily done. I mean, look what happened against Jonathan Martinez in that comeback fight. He did really well in that fight. He was able to stay on the outside, pick Martinez apart, and he got his hand raised. So I could see something very similar happening here against a guy like Mario Bautista, because Bautista's dangerous and he's going to try and take Aldo down. That's almost a guarantee. But if Aldo can stuff those takedowns, I think these two are actually pretty far on the feet. I think Aldo has a massive advantage there. And yeah, I don't think Bautista's striking is bad, but I think Aldo's just going to be quicker, sharper. He's just more experienced. Like, he's just going to be better in that area of the fight. So this is a classic striker versus grappler matchup. Whoever gets the better of each other will probably win the fight. Another thing with age, though, is that's not really on his side, is the fact that this fight's going to be at altitude in Utah, which is going to honestly affect a lot of my picks on this card. So be on the lookout for those. That'll come out soon. But yeah, that's going to be a big factor. I mean, a lot of guys don't train at altitude. The guys who do, I would probably favor in a lot of these fights, but right now, neither of these guys do. And historically, Jose Aldo has great cardio. I mean, we've seen it in the past, and I don't think that should be too much of an issue here, especially against a guy like Mario, who is going to be active and is going to be trying to throw stuff at all times, but he's going to be a little more conservative as well, because last time out against, I think it was Damon Blackshear, Bautista, he was working, but he was throwing a lot. It was a lot of volume, and eventually he got tired out towards the end of the fight, and you can't do that against a guy like Jose Aldo. I mean, Aldo will pick you apart in those later rounds if you are vulnerable and if you're slowing down. So Bautista's gonna have to watch his gas tank a lot more. Of course, being at altitude, he's gonna have to make sure that he controls that as well, and if he does that, then he may find a little bit more success against Aldo. But yeah, I don't think Aldo's cardio is gonna be too affected here. I think that's gonna be something that actually helps him a lot more in this fight, and I could see him potentially even having better cardio than Mario in the later round. I honestly do see Jose Aldo winning this fight. I think he takes it on the scorecards. I could see a 30-27, I could see a 29-28, but I could see Aldo being the dominant one in this fight. I think that on the feet, these two aren't really too close, and if Bautista can get the takedowns, then he will find success, but taking Jose Aldo down is no easy task. Many have tried before, and many have failed, and I don't know if Mario's grappling is on the level to do so against a guy like this. So I'm taking Jose Aldo. I'm taking him to win by decision, and we'll see what that does for him in the landscape of the bantamweight division. What could be next for him? Are there big fights on the horizon? I think there's two big ones that really stand out to me and that I would love to see. And that is, of course, two guys who don't have fights right now, Sean O'Malley and Corey Sandhagen. Listen, if Jose Aldo takes a decent amount of damage in this fight, I don't think he will, but he might. I think a Sean O'Malley matchup makes a ton of sense. I mean, it would be fun. It'd be a striking match. Everybody would love to see it. And equally, I think a Corey Sandhagen fight makes just as much sense. I think either one of those fights could be looked at as a #1 contender fight after Jan and Figgy, but who really knows? I mean, this division is so stacked, and there's just so much movement towards the top. You don't really know what's happening. There's like 4 or 5 guys in line right now looking for a title shot, so it may take some time, but yeah, I think a win for Aldo here puts him in the title conversation at least, and I think he'll get it. That's what I think of this fight. This is one of my more anticipated fights on this card, to be honest, but overall, this whole card is actually really good for a pay-per-view that isn't really talked about too much, so we'll see what happens. Thank you all for watching this video, and be on the lookout for my predictions video as well. I'm going to be going through a lot of fights on the card and giving you guys my pick on it, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you all for watching this one, and let me know in the comments if you're cheering for the King of Rio, you think he gets it done, or you think Mario Bautista, the youth, is going to get the best of him. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.